Hey everyone, it's Blue Lizard Jello and welcome back to Everything Possible in the Surge 2. Last time we played a little bit of cleanup, we finished a few quests, got some more collectibles, destroyed those corrupted structures, those nanite walls, and we finally made our way back to Gateway Bravo. There are only a few areas left before we take on the final boss, and then of course we'll be going into the Kraken DLC. But before we go on into A.I.D Command, and before we even talk to some of the NPCs, some familiar faces here in Gateway Bravo, let's take a look at the build. It's a little bit different than what we're used to. I am using the A.I.D Type 11 Overseer Hammer upgraded to Mark 9. I am using 3 parts of the Eclipse set, so I have the headgear, the 2 leg gears, and then I have 3 pieces of the Rhino gear, the chest and the 2 arms. The reason is the partial for the Eclipse is that it increases impact while I'm wielding any hammer weapon, which I am currently. And then the Rhino set, the partial, is that it increases damage and impact of charge attacks. So you're going to be seeing me charge up more attacks than typical. But you can see there in the bottom right, my impact is currently at 138, which is very, very substantial for my implants. Now this is a very different loadout as well. Metavoltaic injection, Omni Health Observer, pretty standard. Unyielding stabilizers, so those charge attacks are going to give me increased defense and stability. Ray Capacitor XL, Physical Aggression Redirector. This is something I could theoretically swap out just for the boss battle at the end of this. I simply want to make sure that I'm able to get the cut, so taking the small damage reduction is still worth it just so I can focus on one particular body part. The Adrenaline Shunt, so this is going to slow down time, really good for that boss fight, and a couple other encounters. Dynamic Redirector, Adrenal Harvester, Directional Block Analyzer, not going to be doing too many of these, but occasionally I will be. The Aggression Amplifier, and then the Energetic Impact Intensifier. You can see I'm now up to core power 80, and my health, my stamina, and my battery starts are as follows on the screen below. 640 health, 258 stamina, 4 batteries, and I think I'm up to 300% battery efficiency. Right, that was already a lot of talking, so to give my own voice a break, I'm going to go ahead and talk to our good friends, Rex and April.
Sup, it's me, Rex, your favorite drone vendor. Looks like we both got out, like, in one piece.
Now at this point, I hate to be that guy, but we want to wrap up the quest, so we do have to say, hey, you still owe us a reward.
Oh snap, of course. Now that I'm back with April, I'm a bit like scatterbrained. We're like totes OTP.
I actually don't know what OTP means, but we did get some Mark 9 tungsten alloys, some Molotov cocktails, and a good amount of scrap. Not too bad at all. And of course, if you did miss anything in his wares, you can now access it. Nothing new here. Still have the Molotovs, grenades, and the Vanguard missiles. And then, of course, the graffiti tags, which, you know what? I guess I already bought. I was going to say I'm going to purchase them now, but I already have. He does have one more little bit of dialogue. We'll go ahead and listen to that. Why not? We like Rex.
Yeah, and this time, for good. No matter what happens, we'll, like, always have each other. Adios, dog!
And then April just has a little bit of dialogue. Let's give that a listen.
It feels like the clouds in my mind are finally clearing up. The children of the spark changed me, reprogrammed me. I almost lost myself in there. I would never have made it out of that hellhole without that big goofball over there. If we get hitched after all, it won't be a church wedding, I can tell you that much. No more religion for me.
Well, it turns out that OTP, according to Urban Dictionary, stands for one true pair. Also could be one-time password, but I'm not really sure which one I believe. We still have Benjamin Burke here, nothing new to say, unfortunately, but inside the medical tent, our good friend, Mr. St. Croix.
Well, hello, fellow survivor. Remember me? It's Okunjo. Okunjo St. Croix. I'm so glad I came back up here. Finally, I can atone for my past. It feels good to be a scientist again. Together with Dr. Sorensen, I can make a real difference at last. I will never forget what you've taught me. Together with Dr. Sorensen, I can make a real difference at last. I will never forget what you've taught me, both of you.
A little bit of an interesting audio and subtitle bug there. Now, Dr. Sorensen doesn't have anything new for us at this time, but after we defeat the next boss, you may want to come back in case you want to purchase the armor, but we'll talk more about that when we get there. Right, one last quick thing to do before we set off for A.I.D Command, and that is this exolift this is going to unlock our third fast travel location. So when we interact with this pipe, we now have the option to go to the park, which is going to be the Cloud9 bar, the harbor, so this is going to be Seaside Court, and then of course we can just abort it, but we now have the option to fast travel between those locations, which could be good just in case you're still missing any collectibles or you have any side quests that need to be finished, because we are about to enter the final zone. Now this is going to be one of the entrances to A.I.D command. We've seen this before, of course, that is Warren's tag. We can enter it this way or the same way that we entered it at the end of the last episode by smashing that one nanite berry. It is going to both end up in the restricted sector. So here we are. This is where we defeated the last Ronan invasion. We got their audio log right there. There is that nanite wall that would transition us back to Jericho City. And we already are faced with a couple of choices. We do have this shortcut through the trailer. We can go straight. We also have an exit lift, but we do have some enemies here. So to be smart, I am going to pull, and I'm going to be focusing on legs again because I do need those parts. There's, of course, a Proteus. Actually, it looks like the Proteus is going to join before the other individual. So let's grab you. And let's just go for a knockdown. Let's just swing and a miss both times. There we are, get the cut. I do like having that one battery that just won't go away. That makes it a lot easier. Of course, he's gonna get up. They always come back. There we are. Make sure we're storing our batteries whenever we can. All right. Kind of thought that maybe you'd come and join. All right, he's gonna come instead. Excellent damage on there. Maybe I can just get a backstab if he's going to just sit still like this. Oh, almost had it. We would have had it. And look at just that damage and that impact. Absolutely incredible with this hammer weapon. We're going to be using our loot scanner module to do some mopping up. There is another audio log. We'll get that here in a second. I do want to clear out this next room first. And let's see. I want to get some armor parts, so let's pull you. Gonna have a mixture of some of the A.I.D security guards. We're gonna have some of the cultists. Now, one thing with this getup is that it's not as good against armored opponents as it is against unarmored. In fact, the unarmored damage is very, very significant indeed. Now, we do have a Mark 9 here. Definitely want to go for that leg if at all possible. Of course, he is a rifleman, so he may not get too close to us unless we can hide from his line of sight. Okay, remember when I said that I wasn't going to use my directional blocks very much? I'm not really sure if and or why you bought it. Now, we do have a Robo-Dog. I don't want to fight him with the group, so let's carefully... The Robo-Dog's kind of clumped in that corner. If this guy wants to join us, I think we'll just wait for him. He's probably going to do a slide attack. Sure enough. And then we're going to have to break his shield, which works wonders because we have those charge attacks. There we are. Let's go ahead and top off, and here is the Robo-Dog. We'll go for the tail. Good hit. Look at that. Almost broke or half broke the armor on that tail in a single charge running attack. And there we go. Great. Let us mop up a little bit. You can see all the loot that we're getting there. Excellent. Even got some grenades thanks to cutting off the tail of that Robo-Dog. This medical tent has nothing new inside, so no need to explore there. But we're not going to go forward. Let's back up. Let's go get that audio log, as well as show you just a couple other things. In fact, before we get the audio log, it's been a while since we've been to A.I.D command, so let's make sure that we still have the lay of land. Over here, this is going to make our way back to the med station. So we have the med station right here. I'm not going to rest. I don't want anything respawning. This will head back down to Jericho downtown. That pathway is going to lead down to the underground, which we have no need to go to. And then up here, everything's been a little bit destroyed. So that just leads back to the restricted sector. And over here, we don't have anywhere to go. It is now blocked off with those nanite structures. Okay, excellent. So let's head back down through the Oak Tree Scavenger lookout, or a hideout rather. So that is one direction. Luckily, it's a dead end. I think I've shared this before, but I love dead ends in video games because it tells me, well, I don't have too many other options. let's look through here. So inside the tunnel, we just have a mag lift. Mag lift will just spit us right up top into this building. And then this exo lift, or this liner lift, is going to go right down to that one we've already seen. So no need to travel there just yet. Nothing up here. That is the room that we were just in. So we just killed those cultists and the security guards as well as the robo dog. And it is an impassable barrier. So this would be an opportunity if you want to get, say, a drop attack. But other than that, they all really go to the same place, and there's no loot up there. In fact, we're not going to be getting a whole lot of loot in general, to be quite honest. I'm going to store some of my adrenaline shunts. Of course, we did forget the audio log still, so I'm going to do one more backtrack, and actually that mag lift we just saw, that's where it's going to spit us out. So let me hop down and grab that, watch the sludge, and give this one a listen.
Emergency protocol initiated. Major General Ezra Shields has been assassinated by an unknown rig-equipped intruder. Your mission is to retaliate immediately. All engagement limits are suspended and maximum sanctions are hereby authorized. The perpetrator won't be easy to find. Both rig and neural interface appear to be stolen. There are no traces of this person in our database. This individual was a real pro. Track down and eliminate the target. These orders supersede all other commands.
So that was Ronan 1 out of 1. We are going to get the final one in this episode, as well as we'll have the opportunity to get any remaining Ronan set if we missed any of the cuts. In fact, even if you don't get any of the cuts, you'll still be able to get the full set here in just a little bit. So we have another corrupted scientist, level 9 or Mark 9, so definitely a good opportunity to get some more upgrade gear. For me, it is more important that they just die quickly because they are frankly very dangerous. Now, speaking of dangerous, we have some nanite beasts. Now, in my practice runs, only 2 of the 3 were actually coming down, so I'm going to focus on those. But we also have a small nanite beast, and then we have one of the A.I.Ds right here. Now, I am going to try and pull him by shooting and then breaking line of sight, and hopefully he'll come join. Yes, he is. Perfect. This makes it so we don't have to fight them all at once. That can be very dangerous. We can't just block his shot, even though we're going to take some nanite damage. That's okay. Make sure we break that shield. And I'm still going to go for... Oh, I was going to go for the leg cut, but he ended up killing himself. And now, let's just destroy you nice and quick, like 2 shots. And for the ones up on the wall, you know what I like to do. I'm going to see if I can get close enough. There we go. Massive damage with the Molotov. Just watch when they do this charge attack. And easy kill. Great. One more. Oh, get a little closer. Let's go ahead and use the lace pistol on that one. Cannot even begin to pretend like I understood what just happened there. Excellent. Right into the cut from a good deflection. There we are. Let's use our loot scanner just to make sure that we're mopping up appropriately. And we also have this large pile of scrap right here in the corner. So at this point, we do only have actually a few more enemies. This is going to be a shorter episode, I will be completely honest with you. But I think that's going to fit nicely just right before what is likely going to be the final episode. Tell you what, why don't we, for fun, pull you with our drone magnet. Get a nice charge attack. Good. Chain that combo nicely. There's the cut. And before we go in this building, I do want to watch his gun dance around, but I want to go around and make sure that we clean up this enemy right here. See if I can sneakily get the charge. I'm not sure. We'll see. Yes, that worked out very nicely. Good deflection. And there's the cut. Do a little mop up here. So normally, and I'll go there in just a second inside that tent, normally we would have gone in here. That would have led into the Lei Wang Hospital. But let's go back into this building. And over here you can see it's blocked off by rubble, so we don't have too many choices. But what we do have is this door that we tried to get into when we first went through A.I.D command. Well, now that we've killed all of the Ronins, this door is now accessible, and as we hop up, top of this mag lift, we have some gear there. We'll take a look at that in just a second, but but as I was saying, more importantly, what we have is the final Ronan Audio Log. This one is a little bit strange. This one does reference that, well, just give it a listen.
Ronan squad successfully terminated the killer of General Shields. But something seems off. The target's gene print keeps showing up all over Jericho. It's like the target comes back to life. No matter how many times they're killed. What am I talking about? Something that's clearly impossible. The stress must be getting to me. I have to accept the truth. Ronan Squad's job is done. Finally, our long mission ends. Time to rest in death's sweet embrace.
So it does say that they've killed us, and yet we keep coming back. So it's the game actually being a little bit meta. It's talking about how even though we die in the game, we continue to come back, which frankly is a little strange because it doesn't give much of an explanation. They just kind of tried to fill it with an audio log, which I guess is okay. I would have rather them trying to come up with some sort of maybe pseudo-scientific approach as to why we're coming back. But anyway, this loop pyramid right here will contain all of your missing schematics. Like I said, even if you didn't get any of the schematics, you'll get them all unlocked here. And you know what, just because it's been so long since we've actually looked at it, why don't we take just a quick peek at the Ronin set, which I'm realizing now I'm in the wrong spot. But the Ronin set, the partial set bonus, you carry an additional 5 Omni cells, and the full set bonus, charge attacks with a one-handed weapon gain increased range. So when you're using something like the swords or any of the other one-handed weapons, you'll get a much longer range out of it, which makes sense when you imagine some of the Ronins and their really, really long-range attacks that don't seem to make full sense. Now we're about to enter the hospital from this direction, but we do have a boss encounter. This boss, it's not very difficult, and I feel like I've said that with most of the bosses, and typically it's true. This is going to be Goddess Halina. She is simply a modified version of the Gaia statues that we fought many times before in Gideon Rock. In fact, the only moveset that she has differently is she has one flurry attack, and she does have kind of a pulse wave or an energy wave from her weapon. We're going to focus on her right arm, but she also will occasionally generate a shield, much like the Gaia statues that will have to charge to break. You can bet I'll be using the Adrenaline Shunt for some of this fight. Right away, starting with the shield here. Now when she does this laser attack, simply dodge over and to either the right or left. It doesn't matter which, just make sure that you are focused on one or the other. Now she has 3 deflections that we need to make. Nope. Not really sure what I just did there. Well, pardon the intrusion. I actually just accidentally magnified my screen to 200%, which was not very helpful as I was fighting, to be quite honest. Okay, get that laser attack going. Oh, she actually canceled it. That was interesting. So as I was saying, she does have 3 deflections that we need to get through. Oh, and actually timed that perfectly because she was just generating her shield again. And that could have easily been a deflection. There we go. But I kind of flubbed it up a little bit. Okay. Doing decent damage here. Okay. Wow, she canceled that again. I have never seen that before in practice. That is interesting to say the least. Let's see, we haven't seen any of her new attacks yet. Let's see if we can actually get one. Break the shield. Okay, we're doing a good job at breaking her arm here. That was a good hit. Okay, breaking the shield yet again. Okay, there's one of the flurries. We are just out of range, which is nice. And tell you what, make sure that we are always focusing on the right body part. Okay, that's all right. Oh, and there's that flurry that we don't want to get hit by. And there is that energy attack. So it often happens after that one move. Need to break her shield, which will give me a good stun. Get a nice charge R2 attack. Going to store up just a little bit of health here. That one is a tough one to block both of because you can see rapid attacks. Let's see if we can get one more deflection here. Not quite. That's all right. Let's break the shield. And a nice charge R1. Okay. Laser attack, maybe? And actually, I'm not even having to dash there. I was just dodging. And there's the cut. And there we have the Twin Lance of Corruption. We're only going to get this if we cut the right arm. Some people have said that they got the left arm. I did not in my practice, so you'll have to let me know. This is a spear class weapon. Comes to us at a Mark 9, damage 408, impact of 11, 100% attack speed, 45% energy gain, 72% stamina consumption, and 28 nano damage. Pretty cool little weapon, and I have really enjoyed the spear class weapons in the Surge 2 greatly. Now we also get the arm plate schematic. Now you can see here there are some minor differences in between Goddess Halina's schematics and the Gaia. So the partial set bonus for Goddess Halina's armor set, it increases damage of continuously channeled drone attacks. You can see here that is the same as the Gaia, but the full set bonus, when the battery's filled, you gain 2 Omni Cells, whereas this one you only get a single Omni Cell. So twice as good as far as Omni Cells if you're someone who uses their drone a lot. Now, I mentioned earlier Dr. Sorensen. Dr. Sorensen will now sell the rest of her schematics. So if you want the Goddess Halina set, you don't have to somehow farm her. You simply now need to go back to Dr. Sorensen and purchase them.
Retreat! That's an order! Retreat!
Negative, sir. We have to make our stand here. It's our only chance.
Eli's mayhem, so we are still well on our way to finding Eli, find out where he's taking the spark. Only one new destination awaits us right after we exit the hospital, and that is actually it for A.I.D. Command and this portion of the hospital. We're about to go into a brand new destination. We're going to rest at a med bay, and even though, like I said, this is short, that is going to wrap up the episode there.
Shells incoming! I repeat, shells incoming!
I knew you'd prevail.
No! The damn bastards are everywhere!
As the elevator rides up, we're going to hear from Athena and the security guards.
He's draining my power.
Skeleton monsters all over! Retreat to the top now!
My time is running out, warrior. Defeat Eli.
We are now at the Great Wall, very close to where our final standoff with Eli is going to take place. Let's give this audio log a quick listen, then we have a small echo coming up.
My mother taught me the truth when I was but a boy. We are all trapped by fate, caught in a moment soon to be forgotten. We live our lives without purpose. Humanity has made itself redundant. We've handed our future to the very machines we created. With every day that passes, we lose a little more of our knowledge, our abilities, our sheer unbridled power. Nobody is remembered unless they make a difference. Nobody makes a difference unless they fight. I will not leave this world without achievement. If we become more than mere humans, eternity will greet us with open arms. This is not a binary choice between being human or machine. The answer is human and machine, together as one. It always has been.
Eli still embracing the nanite human hybrid. We're going to see how that ends up for him. But as you can see up above, we know that that nanite creature is none other than Athena herself.
I understand now. I finally get it. Everything's different. And yet, here I am. Same me. New shape. New destiny. We're running out of time. I'm the last obstacle in his way. Hurry!
You can see Athena doing battle with Eli quite high up on the Great Wall, and that's where we're going to have to end up. We got a large pile of metal scrap. Here is the med bay. Here is the zip line that's going to lead towards, as Athena said, our destiny here in the Great Wall. But that is going to do it for this episode of Everything Possible in the Surge 2. I hope you learned something, and if you did, leave me a comment below and let me know what you learned, and if I missed something, or maybe you have your own strategy for defeating Goddess Halina, let me know that as well so we can all keep learning. But I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time for the conclusion of Everything Possible in the Surge 2, at least the base game.